What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show and happy Memorial Day weekend. Let me know how your holiday weekend is going here for you guys. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Let me know what you guys are doing. As we're in this holiday weekend, we are seeing the highest gas prices and natural gas prices we have ever seen in the history of this country and for the world here. Yeah, you could see here, check this out. Gas prices have soared so high that the US is now seeing demand destruction ahead of the summer driving season. Ouch. Yeah, and what that means is that demand on a 4-week rolling basis was its lowest for this time of year since 2013, excluding 2020 when, the country kind of shut down. And this means people are driving less. Cost and a demand slowdown could dash hopes for a driving season resembling pre-virus times. Pain at the pump has gotten so bad that demand for gasoline is dropping just as the summer driving season is about to begin. Demand on a 4-week rolling basis has hit its lowest level during this time of year since 2013, excluding the period of the pandemic in 2020. Compared with a year ago level, demand is down already by 5%. And this also comes as natural gas surges above $9 and hits its highest prices since 2008 as inventories stay low as well. And another breaking news story that we're just seeing here now is that the US hasn't built a major refinery in 60 years. In 60 years. Does that seem like a problem to you? Take a listen to this.
I mentioned it earlier, crude oil futures are up again following a 2-day decline. That's after a new report showed U.S. gasoline stockpiles tightened ahead of the summer driving season. The American Petroleum Institute reported inventories of gasoline dropped by 4.22 million barrels last week. We get official government figures at 10:30 this morning. Here to discuss the current state of the energy market is the Energy Word founder, Daniel Dicker. Dan, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning. We've been watching this issue very closely, the issue of inventories and refining capacity and how quickly refiners can make enough gasoline to meet with demand. What's your assessment of the situation?
You know, refining is a very, very interesting piece of the energy puzzle, Julie. We haven't had a major refinery built in this country in 60 years. It's always been a very up and down business. It's not like oil. Oil goes up, oil goes down. You make money when oil goes up. You lose money when oil goes down. If you're a producer of oil, if you're a refiner of oil, you're looking for a margin. It's a margin business. You take crude oil and you turn it into products. You turn it into diesel. You turn it into heating oil. You turn it into gasoline. You turn it into jet fuel. You turn it into all sorts of things. And those margins change not too much. They're really thin margins, usually somewhere around $2 to $5 a barrel between the products and the crude itself. Now, in bad times, refineries are just terrible. You know, I can recall something like Valero, trading in the teens. Now it's trading, I think, $140 to $125, a share. So it's not the kind of business that drives new investment in it. So the old investment is there trying to make up, in a moment when there's absolutely, zero supply, and they're running as fast as they can, and they're keeping these refineries together with, duct tape and baling wire. And the prices for gasoline and diesel, even, when you look at $110 barrel crude, is just sky high. It's basically pricing as if crude oil was closer to $200 a barrel. And that's just a function of, the refining business and how far behind they are and how they really can't catch up at this moment.
Well, Dan, always great to see you here. Talking about sticking with gasoline, there's a JP Morgan report calling for $6 per gallon gasoline, and they're saying a major driver in these counter-seasonal draws is gasoline is higher than normal exports. And I just read that Saudi Arabia, OPEC Plus, failed to meet their output quota by 2.7 million barrels last month. Is OPEC doing this on purpose? Are there serious shortfalls in the world in terms of drilling? Why exactly would some of these members not want to pump more?
Well, that's a deep question, Jared. Let's see how far we can go into this in the time allotted. I mean, look, there's been at least on paper, there's been a commitment from OPEC to increase production. But as you just pointed out, in terms of actual increases of production, they're less than thrilled to put oil back into the marketplace right now. I mean, let's be honest. They have looked at 5-6 years of very, very bad times. We saw oil prices that were negative during 2020, at least for a day. And this uptick in oil prices is a boon for these countries and for U.S. oil producers as well, who've suffered with negative returns for 5 or 6 years. So they're not particularly, thrilled to add a ton of balance the market at a time when they're finally making back some of the money they lost for 5 or 6 years. Now, we can discuss the morality of this, but you're absolutely right. The ability of many of these producers to increase production is in fact limited, but also their will to increase production is equally limited. So make of that what you will.
Yeah, so these oil companies, BP, Shell, Exxon, are just raking in the billions of dollars. In fact, they're on pace to double their profits over last year, taking in billions and billions and billions of dollars, or collectively hundreds of billions of dollars more just than last year alone. Yeah, so they're just loving life, enjoying life, and making money off of you and I. Yeah. And of course, this hurts the people the most who can't afford it. The people on low income, the people on fixed income, and the people who can't even afford to go to the store or to barely get to work. So that is the problem. It's just like buying food, buying gas, buying food, buying health insurance. The people who need it the most are the people who can barely afford it, right? This is the problem here. So now Congress, at least the House of Representatives, just passed here several days ago here, about 10 days ago here at this point. House passes gasoline price gouging bill that would basically hold these oil companies accountable. The problem with this here is that no Republicans voted yes on this. So it passed in the House, but only the Democrats passed it. So when this goes to the Senate, it does not look very likely that it will pass. Remember, a bill has to pass in the House and the Senate and then go to the president. So this is the problem here with trying to hold gas companies and oil companies accountable for when they, quote, gouge us or charge us whatever they want, charge us more than normal. This is the problem here. So, yeah, you can let me know your thoughts here. So, all the Republicans voted no on this, and all the Democrats basically voted yes. Also, switching gears here a little bit, California Governor Gavin Newsom test positive for the virus. Yeah, this is kind of big news that just kind of happened here. Let me know your thoughts here on this. Yeah, so the governor tested positive for the virus, exhibiting mild symptoms. His office said in a press release, as outlined in California's Smarter Plan, which focuses on testing and treatment, the governor will test prior to leaving isolation. Doesn't sound like he'll be having a happy Memorial Day. The release noted that Newsom is fully vaccinated and has gotten 2 booster shots, his most recent on May 18th. The governor has also received a prescription for Paxlovid, the antiviral that has proven effective against the virus, and will begin his 5-day regimen immediately. Vaccinations and boosters remain the best way to protect yourself from the virus. The governor's office also reviewed some details from this, which was first announced in February. California was the first state in the nation to announce a comprehensive plan to deal with this going forward that focuses on testing and treating patients to avoid serious disease. Yeah, and as you could see here, virus cases are on the rise yet again. The most recent cases here before the weekend, because the weekend cases are just going to be really low because the cases are always lower on the weekend just because reporting doesn't come in accurately on the weekend because that's just how they always are, especially with this being the holiday weekend. But as of Friday, you can see here we had 138,000 new cases here in the US. And you can see the trend going up here. And now, really, this is almost a little bit, it's hard to even tell how accurate this is nowadays because of how many people have the at home test. Remember, there's really probably tens and tens of millions of people, if not even maybe 100 million people that have the at-home test now free from the government, and even people that bought them from the government or bought them from the stores, because you can get these free from covidtests.gov, covidtests.gov. covidtest.gov. You can now get a third round of free tests. Order yours today. You can see right here. So covidtests.gov. So the problem is if you take the test at home, you test positive, nobody knows that you've tested positive unless you go then also to an official testing facility like a hospital or another testing facility, and then that gets recorded. Okay, but if you need to get an at-home test, you can get this from this website. You literally just go right here, and I recommend everybody do this because they're free. So free is like the coolest thing ever, right? Put your name, address in here. You could put your email in here if you want to get shipping notifications, because I have seen some people say that their first or second shipment got lost. At least this will show you if it gets lost in the mail where it is. But yeah, all you do is put your name, address, email if you want to, and click checkout. That's it. But honestly, it does look like we're going into another wave of this virus. In my opinion, it does kind of seem like a almost like a flu, where the flu virus, you think about the flu, it's called a flu virus, happens every year. Okay. This one seems to be a little bit more frequent. It's happening more than once per year, a flu season. Um, people do get flu shots, which is like a vaccine. If you choose to get a flu shot, I know that some people do, some people don't. The flu shot does not mean that you're immune to the flu, but you can still catch the flu. But if you do, you tend to get a um, milder version of the flu. So it seems to be that is where we are right now with the uh, this version of our virus that has now claimed 1 million lives of Americans alone, and over 6 million worldwide. So it's just it's a difficult situation here where it doesn't look like this virus is going away, at least not yet. We have the vaccines, and now we have these antiviral pills that once you, or if and when you catch the virus, like Paxlovid, and there's another one out there that you can go and get, and the government does pay for them, so that's a nice thing. But you know, I remember when people were saying that after the 2020 election, the conspiracy theorists out there, after the election, the virus will magically go away. Even my brother said that. As I don't know if he was joking or if he was serious, but here we are in 2022, midway through 2022, and we're still dealing with this. Just a few months ago, in January, February, we had over 1 million cases per day. Yeah, and here we are now in going into June, and we're seeing new rising cases, over 100,000 cases per day, and yeah, and I mean, where I am, it seems like nobody wears masks anymore. And and now we don't really even know how many people are testing positive per day. We have an idea with the cases, but with so many people getting the at-home test now, it's almost kind of like it's a vague idea, because everybody has the at-home test now, especially because they're free. So I mean, can you multiply that number by 2, by 3? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, because I mean, if I was thinking I was positive, or if I was sick, I would use my at-home test. That's the first thing I would do, right? I mean, you know, just because I mean, the thing is, and then if you were positive, I don't think I would want to then go get tested somewhere else and spread it to somebody. I would stay my ass at home and isolate myself. So, yeah, so I don't know. I guess the good thing is it seems like these new variants seem to be less deadly. It doesn't mean that it's less deadly for everybody. It seems like what the experts say is that the Delta variant was the most deadly. Um, that was the most severe. But now the new variants are more infectious. They spread easier. It's a little bit of a trade-off. So I don't know if you can hear her. She said that's kind of what the flu viruses do. Every year they're trying to survive, and they're mutating, and they're trying to survive. So they actually spread a little bit quicker, and they're changing every year. So, and it's weird. Think about the flu. It's been around all this time. Is this new virus going to stay around forever? Will we ever get rid of the flu? And the flu does kill people every year. So, you know, yeah, it's crazy. Let me know your thoughts here. I'll keep you up to date here with everything. Make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. Remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next, and you can click here to see my newest stimulus check video. I just did a really good video here. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.